What happened in the end? What would the ref tell you at the end with the inbound pass and everything?
Oh, that the clock, I guess they were making sure that someone touched the ball before the clock started.
Somebody did?
They were going to the things to make sure that someone did touch it before the clock started. So I guess they didn't. Someone didn't touch it, so you had to take it back to point of whatever they call it. Yeah, I don't know that stuff. I don't know. Yeah, but it was about touching the ball or something.
Like there was about 12 seconds worth of basketball in the last 3 seconds.
So it's like playing Drake. You got to beat them more than once, and we talked to our guys about that a lot. So congrats to our players. They did a good job.
Talk about the defense on the 2 times they threw the ball out of bounds in those final seconds.
Yeah, the 2 times who?
That Drake threw it out of bounds.
Right. You know, I think you're talking about at the end where we were, so we put Mogbo on the ball. He's got length. We try to switch everything. And those are tough plays to make over Mog, we did a pretty good job, especially on the second one, forcing the pass inside of 3. I'd have to go back and think about the one prior to that. But, I thought maybe we should have entered the ball a little better when we had the 3-point whatever. And but we'll clean that up.
Defensively, though, you guys have come a long way. It seems like guys are buying into their roles in that end right now.
Yeah, our guys have come a mighty long way. They are definitely defending better as a unit, which helps. And we got some guys out there that are long, athletic, and make plays. And Mogbo, he's a monster on D, and so is Donnie. And we got guys that are assignment correct. And we are buying in a little more defensively, understanding that that's going to be our calling card if we want to win. And we've started to score more, which we'll score, but you don't beat teams like Drake by scoring. You got to guard them.
He said buying into roles. A lot of these guys have had a lot of different roles here over the last month or so, changing up minutes, changing up the lineups. Just how many times do you feel like you've had to reinvent things a little bit on the fly, and is this kind of how you envision kind of going forward the way these guys are playing?
Yeah, we've only made some big adjustments offensively, trying to play through the post. But ultimately, it's one role that everyone has to buy into, and that everyone has, and that's be a great teammate. And then we have a list of things that we consider what a great teammate is, and I feel like everyone is buying into that role. And it's not easy, but they're definitely doing a better job than what we were, a month ago. And it's just, it's good to see them win when they do it, because that kind of, gets a little bit more buy-in quicker. But it's just what you got to do, no matter if you're winning or losing.
Your team forced them to take some shots deep in the clock, and also 3 shot clock violations. It seems like the coaching staff, the bench, really gets up and gets into it when you're able to hold them like that.
Yeah, that's hard to do, right? You go to college games or you watch college games. How many times does a team keep somebody on offense for 30 seconds? That's hard to do, and we've got the guys that can do it, and we're getting better at it. And if you do it 3 times and a half, that's pretty good. And so we have to applaud that, right? If we want to, if we're going to be good leaders of young men, we have to applaud them when they do things that good. That's hard to do, and that takes a total team effort. And I feel like our team has really come on strong in that regard. Total team effort. And Donnie tonight stepping up, having a big game, and other nights it's been, Dalen. I don't know how it was tonight, but just a total team effort. And that all starts with their defense. Yep.
Donovan does a lot of things, but he was really assertive offensively late today when he needed to be.
Yeah, Donnie's the only guy on the floor tonight that knows what it takes to beat Drake. And he had to play in order for us to win. And I felt like he was going to have a good game because we can preach it all we want, but it's just a little different when we get together. And we've played 6 or 7 times the last couple of years, and it's come down to the last possession. I think we've won, I want to say 3 or 4, but prior to that, I think they won 4 or 5 or something crazy like that. So it's just, it's a battle. He's the only guy that's been through it. So he's got to step up and make plays.
With so many new teammates he has this year, it's been a revolving process for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it hadn't been easy. He's got an entirely new team, and what he's what he did last year for that team is totally different than what he does this year for this team in regards to technically, right? But overall, it'll still be a great teammate. And he is a great teammate, and he's just kind of found his way with this team, and he had a really good game today that we need to try to build off of.
Beating the Valley favorites and a team that's knocked you guys out of Arch Madness the last 2 times. I mean, none of these guys are really on that first one, but you've talked about the late games and everything. What's something like this do for them going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, it just puts us 3-1. You know, what we have to do is make sure we come back, is it Wednesday night? Wednesday night and beat Evansville. And, you know, we protected our home court, and that's what we're supposed to do. We've struggled with that a little bit. You know, our records in this league prior to today were almost identical, road and home. 23-14 here, 23-15 on the road, and it's hard to go 23-15 on the road. Okay, but we got to stop letting them lay here. You know, we got to protect our home court. So that's ultimately what they did today.
A little bit shorthanded today without James Graham and a couple others.
Yes, James is out. We hope for just 2 weeks at the minimum. But it could potentially be more. He's got stitches in his hand, in his finger. They'll have to be in for a week. Then he has to get full mobility back. And so you kind of got to be careful, because then you don't want to re-split the whatever that is called, the medical term. So he's going to come back as soon as he can, but because we need him. I mean, he does some good things for us, and he's the only guy that was hurt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Dawson is hurt. Yeah, Dawson, he didn't even dress tonight. Dawson will be out for an extended amount of time. Dawson could be out for the rest of the year. We're still getting his knee looked at. He's got something on it, and he's got to make a decision on how he wants to go about it. But he could possibly be out for the remainder of the season. We still have to take a look, though. That's not final, but it depends on the decision he makes to relieve what's causing the swelling. So it could be X amount of weeks, and then it could be this amount of weeks, which is the season. So that's kind of where we are.
Knee again, just check.
Same knee, yep, same knee. Patella tendon. Is that the right way to say it? Go ahead.
I think so. Sounds about cool.
You do it all switching normally defensively. Do you use more of that today? It seemed like.
And we switch everything now defensively. You know, we did a lot of it early in the year. But now, you know, with our lineups and our rotations, we're really getting pretty good at it. But the reason it looked like we did more today is because they move a lot on offense, and so that's the reason it looked like more today. But we switch everything. Yep.
DeVries got his points, but it seems like he made him work pretty hard to get him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. You know, yeah, he took 20 shots to get 20, and you know, that's what switching does. So when you go up against switching, you can't really run plays. You have to make plays. And so, you know, a lot of teams, other really good marquee guys are going to get their numbers, you know, a Bourne the last game. But it's those other guys that kind of need, you know, coach to manufacture a good look. Those are the guys that struggle against switching. And so, but we have to be more assignment correct on DeVries. He's hard to guard no matter what, but I didn't think we made things very difficult tonight. And we'll have to get better at that the next time we play him.
All right, Coach, congrats.
Okay, thank you. See you guys.